Hey everyone! Down here for another comic studio video, and where today we're gonna be checking something isn't probably interested about for these things, but Four Salts Comic Studio will be gonna be coming out for this thing as well on June 18 as well. So on this day on June 16, we're gonna be checking out for the Scratch AY Comic Studio. Which means I'm pretty not interested about this comic studio, because yes it was. As we look on into the comics, we told to like these things, but that isn't going to be probably interested at all, because the reference could be actually for Battle for Dream Island reference. This is actually, I'm not pretty sure about too interested about of these things as well. So first off, we're going to be checking out for these things as well before we're going to be headed inside into the comic studio. So let's see for those. It had a sound, but we're playing this video called about random remixers be like. As we begin of this video, air is done. What is this? Let's just replay this video. Air is done. And the next thing is about for another scene. It was probably, it runs on 100 frames per second, and he says remixing. Remixing for one these. Are they gonna dance or something? They can. Oh right, we're finally ready. Including this remixing about of these things. A sunflower gets angry. What are these characters? God damn, what is these? A jump scare? A jump scare? A huge remix about of those things around as well. The characters were Barry, Z Yellow, Jackson, Jason, Noah, Yellow Marshmallow, Melody, C1, 1, SFB, Chris, R-75, Agjonica, Kijobo, Cancer, Apple Kid, Guffanade, 2020, Squarely 151s, and Coiny 7 as well, probably for 3 times as well. So anyways, probably moving on, that I should be able to go back as really possible and make ourselves into the studio as well. At last, it wasn't going to be to do this as we're checking out Scratch AY Comic Studio. But as you can see, we're full of those characters, but no categories as well. And because of like those other kinds of usernames, we're pretty means a lot of them with all of those things. But as you can see, that isn't going to be going to notice as well. Even some sort of a user comics, or not anyways to do so. And right now, we're going to be trying to choose from, but not anything. Let's gonna be going for the green human. So, not even close whatsoever. So, let's put on this guy over here. And not anything including around of those characters. But since, like, this isn't gonna be look like the Powerpuff Girls reference, this isn't gonna be going for around him, or Professor Utonium, or from over here, from not around for just, I gotta be swear for these things as well. So instead of backgrounds, I maybe gonna be trying to choose for a crossover. So eventually we're gonna be using for crossovers for this time, or should I say we're gonna be added for a dinosaur cookie. It's not gonna be probably over here. Unfortunately, that loads very longer than I expected. Oh gosh, it's completely stopped. So as we're going for a... Oh no. I think we ran all the way to being stopped as well. And it loads too much as well. Unfortunately, that was a waste of time anyways. And I cannot believe that we're going to be trying to say about to add dinosaur cookie. It does work as well. But I cannot believe this isn't pretty actually right here, and it's going to be over here. Nothing similar to dinosaur cookie or kiwi cookie or similar to. I really don't really think this is probably actually quite him for so long. It could be Archer Arrow or Herb Cookie, just like he was. Probably like a plant, like the color green. So anything that I just could be probably excused to do so. So I'm probably move aside. And what a girl is gonna be probably look like Buttercup. And I cannot believe this isn't gonna be going for round. And including similar to some sort of like these things, such as the energy drink cookie. But I just completely click upon of her for just as well, so not instead that we're gonna be putting around for her for this thing as well, so even she's a de-infection for just only one thing as well, so nothing includes around for the girl. Spinach cookie, unlikely. That must be gonna be for one reason somehow. And then I wouldn't able to do for just a little casualties. But I never seen about of these things as well, so I'm gonna be including green of those things right away. After we completely added Shining Muscat Cookie, including Lime, Fairy, and Tinkerbell over here for just about a second around here. So it's not quite a bit for very sure, because the entire lime and green stands for Chick Hicks, because it means that's right for just around here. And because of it all the way for just like some sort of a Chick Hicks reference, it's not probably stands for just like here was. And instead of all of those characters, we have some sort of a props and other kinds of sprites. And such as not they are, we have some sort of a robot laser. I think this is a lasered robot train that I just completely added on, including the cannon that I just completely put it on, including to sit it all right here, and I just completely sit it all the way into the top instead of like all of those things and completely boring stuff over here. So we have for many more of those things, including a teapot as well. That must be some sort of for the effect sprites. Oh dear, this is actually some sort of a game reference, or I think this is not actually like the video game comic reference. I mean video game comic studio like it was that we just I clicked on for the comic effects, and which is I completely added on as well. And here are the backgrounds, and which could be a laptop game. Really, it was for making very sure. What about for any about of those atrocity from over here? And I'm completely not very sure this isn't gonna be going for around here, so I'm maybe putting around for those matching games about these. And I completely never doubt about for those things around here. Oh, there must be the city over here. And it concludes the rainbow about of those things. Just like the Pride Month. But I'm nothing very it was to show was. But I won't be gonna be trying to get things a little bit finished. Unless we're gonna be added the castle. Oh, there are so many backgrounds in this comic studio. It took me for so a while, and I cannot believe this is not gonna be very possible as well. Moving on a little bit closer, and I recently doubt about for those things as well. So many pages, and a lot of them, including Geometry Dash, and concludes a lot of them. Hey, there it is, some sort of a hill climb racing. What a pretty happiness for a round of those times as well. So I better get rid of these and replace into it was. So looks like this isn't gonna be going for round 2, going it up here. And I cannot believe it. This is not gonna be going that we want to be. So it should be able to get closer to the fence. I think that was pretty a good idea. So anyways, let's get in towards like their a bad situation over here. And the next one we'll be adding for some sort of a roam of ocean seas. Or let's get on to Geometry Dash. Just like Stereo Madness. Unless we're gonna be probably replaced to one. But here it is. I'll be head over to spawn like Chick Hicks or something. After a few minutes for any kinds of attempts, we got a little bit from over here to get a little bit for these things as well. This is Sketch Face from over here because I just completely added over here for recently. There must be some sort of a crazy clowns, and there is the Night Shifter as well. Probably is gonna be going to get for a little bit for these things. A muscle guy over here called it a Night Shifter, and there is Dennis Daly. It's right over here for around right next to this as well. So before we're gonna be the end of this video over here, because that we just completely starting swearing, I guess, or swearing, I guess, and that I just completely started the shift as well, or probably we're gonna be going for around here instead of Mark Rober from right over here, that I just completely using a YouTuber reference, and I'm not very sure that where is he from right over here. So not anyways, that could be to get to the end of this video. So like we just all the way to set about of these things as well, and I just completely put Mike or Mark Rober over here. So unlikely there must be CJ beside of right him for like these things as well. So I still gotta get a little bit moving closer to him for just this once. And once that is gonna be completely the end of this video, I completely changed the background into these things, because instead of summer and added these like summer, not other kinds of like to do this without any cars and many of those things except one muscle car from over here. So unfortunately that's it. And I'm not sure that it was the test event. It might go into all comes up for June 22nd. Unfortunately, it was going to be a delay for just something for just various like these things until I'm not very sure that I don't know that isn't gonna be going to do this as well. So because of like this event of the Independence Days of South Asians, and before the Independence Day of the United States could be until July of 4th, until the end of this month could be June as well. So thanks for watching, and don't forget that the website is going to be linked in the description below, including this comic studio right over here, and a link here in below. So you might get to be trying to check that out. And that was completely all that I just never left to do so as well. So anyways, I'll be talking to you mini lads all later. And don't forget, this comic studio is linked in the description below. And I'll talk to you mini lads, or that I just gonna be completely signing off as well. So you might gonna be checking out for this later as well. So I guess that could be thanks for watching. We really it was. So but next time that we're gonna be headed around, this upload will be gonna be uploading first, and July 1st coming up.